welcome back. I am the world's most inconsistent YouTuber. Today, quite obviously, we have the new Ford Transit Custom Trail and I'm going to test it out and see what it's like because I might be in the market for a van very soon. More on that to come in another couple of videos, but yeah, Smith of Drogheda again have given me this to basically test out and say, they said to me, Ian, see what it's like, see if you like it, see if it's rugged and dependable as Ford now claim it is. This particular variant is called the Trail model. Now this is only new, it only came out in the last 6 months. Basically what the Trail means is it has 170 horsepower, it has a limited slip differential, all the extra rugged plastics to protect your engine and all the drivetrain and essentials. So if you do need to take this off-road, it is more than capable, believe me, more than capable. So as I was saying, the front axle is on a limited slip differential. With the LSD Trail model, you can only get it in a manual. That's one thing that you do have to remember if you're buying this van for yourself. It only comes in a manual because of the differential. You need it to be a manual so you can rock it out or whatever you need to do if you get stuck. It comes with leather interior, Apple CarPlay, cruise control, blah blah blah, everything you'd want, everything that should be in a modern van, it has it. So we're gonna take it up to a forest, we're gonna see what it's like off-road. I'm gonna take you for a little tour around it there now so you can see exactly what it's like on the inside. It's the exact same measurements as a normal Ford Transit Custom, except with all the optional extras. Now, first of all, I'd like to point out that I am actually really really enjoying what Ford are doing at the minute. Basically, of all the car manufacturers or commercial manufacturers at the minute, they're just, I don't know, everything's like kind of really bland. There's not like, you know, there's nothing spicy coming to the market. But at least Ford are trying to, you know, make interesting vehicles again, which is great. Like, it's good to see. Like, exactly with the Raptor, with the Trail. You can also get the Jumbo Transit in a Trail model as well, which we'll see one of them again today as well. And they're just doing exciting things, and it's good to see, and it's, you know, it's uplifting, especially in our world. So who is this van really meant for? It's meant for owner drivers. You wouldn't really buy this for someone who works for you because you don't know if they look after it. So this would be your baby, you know. This would be your everyday van. You could take this out on the weekends. It can go into underground car parks because it's not that tall. I've obviously got a high vis on, so I'm qualified to talk about vans. So who would be buying this van in particular? Mainly, it'd probably most likely stick to electricians, plumbers, builders, people who do commercial work and have to go in and out of the city. This is what this van is ideal for, because it also comes with parking sensors front and rear. Now, if you do have to go up a mountain, it is more than capable of doing that. So just to keep that in mind. Right, so I'll give you a quick look around it. Right, so I say I'll bring you for a little walk around of the van itself. So you've the upgraded Ford plastic grills there, makes it look much beefier. You've got parking sensors down here on the front bumper, all underguarded as well, so you don't bang your sump or anything like that. You've got your lovely new alloy wheels, painted them in gloss black. You've got your chrome blue metallic paint, which is just a really nice colour. The camera never picks up the depth of the colour. It's got the extended wheel arches as well, so it catches all the muck and everything flying up at the back of it. Sorry it's so dirty, guys, but I was off having a bit of fun in it. So where's the key? If I had the key, I'd be a great journalist now, Ian, if you had the key, wouldn't you? There's the key. Now open the back and see what we've got going on in here. Now, I don't really need to explain what's going on back here, but you get a normal size pallet in here in the back doors, so that's always something to remember. That's really important. You got the non-slip floor, plenty of lashing points coming as standard. Now this van, not ply lined, comes with the LED lights in the roof actually as well, before I forget that. But like, it's plenty big enough for anything you want to do. And I've seen lovely pictures online of like lads that get storage shelves in here, like Sortimo boxes and everything like that as well. You can get them from a company called Kafco in Ballycullen in Dublin, so give them a shout if you're looking for something like that. We'll open the other side door as well. So handy to have these side doors. This is a nice big side door too. Now, plenty of room to enter in there. Lovely. Now you can get the back doors in an up and over door, so it's kind of like a hatchback. But I think you're never really gonna do any wrong with barn doors. Whoosh. That's lovely. Right, now we'll come around to the other side here. So So this is the passenger side. Now please excuse the dirt in here. I was up in a forest yesterday. So we'll start off. Look at this gorgeous gloss black. It's like piano black trim. I love what they did with the two-tone dash and, you know, interior panels. It just gives it a nice break up, so it's not it doesn't look like a cheap van. It looks like really expensive, and everything in it looks very well finished. I was saying yesterday that there's plenty of door pockets, so you've one in the bottom, one in the middle and one in the top as well. Very handy. Comes with the bigger cup holders, another cup holder, storage, more storage. Look, you can even see up there yourself. So much storage in this van. Massive big glove box too. All under these seats as well. I'll lift up. Now I'm going to struggle to do this with one hand, but I will. Under bunk storage. Very, very, very handy. As I was saying yesterday, the leather on the seats are it's just impeccable. It's not cheapy, vinyl-y leather. It's really nice leather that you'd see in any premium car, really. This pulls down. We've got cup holders and a little writing desk, and you can keep your paperwork and everything on that. Couple of jacket holders. That's for your sunglasses or whatever else up there. That's your adaptive cruise control box. This is the forward sync system. 7-inch, or is it a 7-inch or 12-inch? I can't really remember. Don't quote me on this. But touchscreen panel. Still has the knobs for your heating and air conditioning. Very handy. USB, Apple CarPlay, all the works as you would expect. 6-speed manual gearbox. Another cup holder. They think of everything Ford do. So just the standard system. Has Google Maps and everything like that when you plug in your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which is the way of the world really now. I don't think you should buy anything brand new in 2021 unless it has Apple CarPlay. That's just my take on it. It really is a tremendous van, I have to say. I'm really after falling in love with it. I also forgot to mention that it has rear parking sensors as well. No tow bar on this particular one, but I think €350 will sort you out with a tow bar. There's no real big deal there. And yeah, that's the whole outside of the van. It's a really, really tasty looking van, I have to say. Everywhere I've been going, stopping in petrol stations and getting fuel and stuff like that, and everyone's just been like, what is that? Is that a new kind of van? And just gets compliments everywhere it goes, really. I'd have to say this look really nice in silver or black, but the blue is also really nice. So yeah, that's the whole thing. That was my fault. So steering wheel wise, we've got multifunction, nice thick leather steering wheel. All your phone functions, you can talk to it as well if you're feeling lonely. Cruise control, everything, literally has everything. More charging points, USB point up there, and more storage. Like, just, it's a van that can do everything. They're worth its weight in gold, trust me. A manual handbrake, which is very nice to have, especially when you're going to be doing bits and pieces off-road. You need a manual handbrake. Now, so there we have it. That's the walk around of the Ford Transit Trail. Now, if you've ever driven a Transit before, you will know that they are probably the most comfortable van on the road today. They have always been. I remember even back a long time ago, my father had a 1989 Transit, and that was very comfortable. I just remember that during my childhood that was very, very comfortable. And yeah, they're just one of the best all-round vans to drive, because they don't feel overly big, they don't feel overly, you know, wallowy or anything like that, especially with most vans like Sprinters and Crafters and stuff like that. In a strong wind, they don't feel very stable. Now, a lot of big vans feel like that, and the Ford is not much different, but they do feel a bit sturdier compared to its rivals a bit, you know. And this isn't me kissing arse, this is me just knowing, because I've driven them over the years. This particular van is it's very fun to drive. It's 170 horsepower, so you're talking like the same kind of horsepower as an ST Diesel Focus, or you know, an old GTD Golf, which is nice to have, especially in a van, because if you're going to be driving this all the time, this is your main vehicle. You want it to excite you a bit. You want it to be able to pick you up and just take off. And it has a lovely noise out of it. This is a 2-litre model, this particular one. It's a 2-litre, 6-speed manual, 170 horsepower. Perfect. So today I'm actually technically working, so anyone that says I'm travelling outside my 5k, don't worry about it. I'm actually on essential business. Essential. Let that be the word for you. So I'm on my way down to Laois today. I have to pick up a truck part. I also have to collect a tool, and while I'm down there I'm gonna meet up with a friend of mine. There's some pickup out of this van, and of course I'm driving this van today with the knowledge of I've got Apple CarPlay here. So right now on the screen is Google Maps guide me to where I'm going. I've got AC, I've got climate control, I've got cruise control, I have a multifunction steering wheel with a leather steering wheel, nice chunky leather steering wheel. I've got an armrest, full leather interior, not this cheapy plastic leather, it's really nice, really high quality leather. The dash and everything is really well laid out compared to the old Transit, the old model compared to this one now. There was never really any like cubby space in the dashboard. There was a couple of little holders up on top, but that was really it. But in this new model, as you'll see in the preceding B-roll, there's 2 pockets in every door, a big pocket down here for your big bottle of water, coffee cup holders everywhere. What do I have here? Pull down drawer, 2 more cup holders. It has it all really, and that's one thing you really need to remember when you're going to buy a van. You have to consider everything. Like I know I've been in many vans over the years, and I can tell you that the first thing you look for is cup holders. Is it comfortable? It does have cruise control, very, very important. What's the steering lock on it? That's another very, very important thing. When you're ever going to buy a commercial vehicle, make sure that the lock, basically from turn to turn, it'll get you around and out of a tight spot, because there's a couple of vans on the market today that have an absolutely terrible lock and need to be changed. Now this van in particular isn't the biggest van in the world, so you can still get it around tight places handy enough, but only if you're going into the likes of the jumbo transits. Something you really need to consider is the turning circle on it, but no problem in this. Track up a mountain. So I told you I tested it out, and I brought it up and down. There's a I absolutely love this thing. But after taking it up and down the wood, as you can see, up and down the trails, and it blitzes it, it's like it's nothing to this, like, you know what I mean, with the limited slip diff on it. We didn't even get to engage it because it just handles all the muck and all the terrain really well. It also sits really well up here as well. It's ideal for this kind of work. Now the big question is, should I buy one? Should I buy one? I know I want to anyway. I have it destroyed. Right, let's go home. Welcome back. So it's actually now the next day, and it has become the time to drop the trail back to Smith of Drogheda, and I'm a bit upset, to be honest with you, because I'm after falling in love with this van. I suppose I better tell you the important bits. So this van retail, including the VAT, is $33,995. So it's expensive enough, but including the gizmos and gadgets to get with it, it's still 20 grand cheaper than a Golf GTD, and you can't put a couple of pallets in the back of a GTD, or you can't, you know, do your work from a hatchback. So I don't know, I think it's very relatively well priced. The bad points, the only bad points that I have little niggles with, but this is just a personal preference. Basically any van this size, you're talking like, you know, the medium wheelbase, low roof kind of vans, like the Traffics, the Transporters, etc, etc, they are all a bit tight for space in the cabin. That's one thing I will say. This one is actually okay. Like, I'm 6'2", as I was saying before, and I have plenty of room to move my knees. I'm not uncomfortable. I still have plenty of reach room, and I have loads of space to do things. But just if you're in the market for a van like this, just bear in mind it's not going to be the biggest thing in the world, and especially if you're taller than 6'2", I'd consider going to the bigger van again, even if you don't really need it. I'd consider it. What else do I have to say about it? Not much else really. I really enjoyed the driving it. I'm excited to see the Ford range reveal. I can't wait to see the bigger transits in the trail form. This particular variant, I've had a lot of questions over Instagram and stuff like that. This particular variant is not a 4-wheel drive. This is a 2-wheel drive, front wheel drive with the limited slip differential. You can get a 4-wheel drive option in this, I've been told, but I don't think you'd really need it. You know, not unless you're doing the Sahara every couple of weeks. I wouldn't bother with it. I think the front wheel drive is fine. I took it up and down a mucky mountain track yesterday. No problems, absolutely no problems, especially with brand new tyres on it. You're not really going to have much bother. If you're going into mucky fields, you might want to consider your options, getting a 4x4, a proper 4x4 like a Land Cruiser or something like that. But again, it's all down to personal preference. Me in particular, I'd buy this tomorrow. Guys at Ford actually also asked me to mention that Ford are actually doing very, very competitive lease deals. Now, leasing in Ireland is a relatively new thing. It's basically you pay a deposit up front, you pay a monthly fee, and then after 3, 4, 5 years, whatever length of term you want to do it for, you hand the keys back after that time. And in the meantime, Ford look after your maintenance and you just look after your tax and tyres. So if you don't want to have an asset on your books, or you don't want a depreciating asset on your books, then leasing might be an option. Or if you're struggling to get a maintenance contract or anything like that, or you've like a couple of vans on the road, leasing is probably a really good idea for you. So I just thought I'd say that. So yeah, any other information you need, get in contact with Alex Smith in Smith of Drogheda. He knows exactly what he's talking about, and he will deal with you with utmost pleasure. So again, I'd like to say thanks very much to the guys at Smith of Drogheda for lending me this van to do a test on it for a couple of days. I really appreciate it. There's a couple of videos coming with the Fiesta. In the meantime, we're trying to get it NCT'd and a few other bits and pieces. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm hopefully going to be a bit more consistent over the next couple of weeks. So thanks very much for watching. Glad to be back, and I'll talk to you again soon.